Oke, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
So, hello everyone, good afternoon. In today's occasion, I am here as your moderator for the keynote speaker, Hana Mutiara. Today we will talk about yogurt. So, for shorten the time, to Miss Hana Mutiara, the stage is yours.
Okay, thank you, Miss Fania. I would like to share the screen first. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, first of all, thanks to Miss Fania for leading the seminar today. So, hello everyone, my name is Hana Mutiara, and in this occasion, I would like to present the topic about yogurt. So, I would like to deliver some information about the definition, process, and also types. So, first, what is yogurt? I believe all of you have know the taste of yogurt, right? Whether it is the drinking type one or a more solid one. So what is yogurt? Yogurt, it is usually a dairy product. Why? Because it is come from milk from mammals, whether it is come from the cow, buffalo, or sheep, and any other mammal. And it is made by blending fermented milk with various fermented ingredients that provide flavor and also color. And for the ingredients to make yogurt, we need milk, proteins, and also fats, sugars, stabilizers, emulsifiers, fruits, flavors, and also we need the bacterial cultures. So for the bacterial cultures, it is known as good bacteria, known as probiotics. The bacteria are Lactobacillus bulgaricus and also Streptococcus thermophilus. And then is the process. So how to make the yogurt? Here I would like to explain about the process of yogurt in the industry. So this is not the homemade one or the traditional one. So it is how the industry make yogurt. First thing to do, there is sterilization. So the first step is sterilization. So what is sterilization? So before we start to the next step, we have to sterilize all the equipment we need to make yogurt. It is done because we need to sterilize to kill off any unwanted bacteria and other microorganisms. And next is pasteurization. So what is pasteurization? In the pasteurization process, the milk will be heated in the temperature between 85 to 95 degrees Celsius for between 15 to 30 minutes. This process is done to kill off any bacteria and other microorganisms that are naturally found in the milk. After the pasteurization process, there is homogenization. So what is homogenization? In the homogenization, in this process, it will break down the fat droplets in milk. So the fat droplets will be break down to make it smaller so that they can stay suspended in the yogurt rather than sinking and making it all lumpy. After homogenization process, there is cooling. So in the cooling process, the mixture will be cooled to 40 to 45 degrees Celsius. And this is done because the mixture needs to be cooled first so that the bacteria are not killed by the high temperature. And then after that, we need to add the bacteria. As I have mentioned before, to make yogurt, we need to add some good bacteria, which are lactobacilli and also streptococcus, or as known as lactic acid. These lactic acid bacteria are known as the starter culture. And then after that, there is fermentation. So as the fermentation produces, as the fermentation, it will produces a lactic acid. The pH of the milk will be drops to 4.4. So once the pH drops, the milk will be solidifies to become raw yogurt. And also, it will make the yogurt also, it will make the bacteria on the yogurt will be also stop working, and the yogurt doesn't become too solid. And then after the fermentation, there is coagulation process. So in the coagulation process, the solidification will happen because the proteins begin to coagulate. So simply say, in the coagulation process, it is when something which is liquid will turns into the solid one, into the more solid state. And then in the coagulation process, you can also add some flavor to the yogurt. And then after that, the yogurt will be ready to be packaged. And then I would like to explain about the types. So as you can see here, there are 6 types of yogurt. So first, there is set yogurt. What is set yogurt? Set yogurt is the type of yogurt which going through the incubation process, and it will be cooled in the package. And this yogurt is characterized as a firm jelly-like texture. The process of the incubation needs the temperature around 44 degrees Celsius. And for the process, it's about 5 hours before it move into the cold store. In the set yogurt, the fruit is not normally added. So the set yogurt, it will be, so it will be flavors and colors can be added, but not the fruit one. Second, there is the stirred yogurt. So what is stirred yogurt? This type of yogurt is similar with set yogurt because it going through the incubation process, but in the different place. So during the process, the final coagulum, the coagulum is the mass of coagulated matter in the coagulation. The final coagulum will be broken by stirring it before the cooling process. The texture of the stirred yogurt will be less firm than the set yogurt. And then the third type is drinking yogurt. I believe all of you know about the drinking one. The drinking yogurt is same with stirred yogurt. It also having the coagulum broken before the cooling process. And it has undergone the homogenization for reducing the viscosity and has a low total solids content. So that's why it is become more like liquid, not the solid one. And then the fourth type is frozen yogurt. So what is frozen yogurt? Frozen yogurt is require a different recipe of yogurt, and it is usually consists of a thin yogurt blended with a high solid ice cream base mix. So for frozen yogurt, it going through the freezing process, and the freezing process is achieved by pumping through a freezer. It is similar with the ice cream. So the texture of the finished product is mainly influenced by the freezer. And next is concentrated yogurt. For the concentrated yogurt, this is the type of yogurt that is incoagulated and fermented in the same manner as stirred yogurt. And the example of concentrated yogurt is Greek yogurt. I believe about Greek yogurt, you often see this kind of yogurt, right, in the store. So the example is Greek yogurt. It is also following the breaking of the coagulum, the coagulum thing, like stirred yogurt and also drinking yogurt. But the difference is for the concentrated yogurt, there will be some water boiling. It will be boiling some water. And this concentrated yogurt, also called strain yogurt, because there is a strain through a filter due to the fat content that have to be released. And then the last is Kheer yogurt. So what is Kheer yogurt? It is the kind of traditional yogurt one because it was found in the 9th century. And for the Kheer yogurt, it focus on protein. So that's why it has the more solid texture one. And then this yogurt was traditionally strained using muslin bags that hung overnight and then baked the next morning. Okay, that's all about the yogurt, some information about yogurt. Now, go back to the moderator. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Hana Mutiara, for the great presentation. So let's jump to the question and answer session. I will divide it into two sessions. The first session, I will accept 3 questions, and then the second session, I will accept 2 questions. So for Ms. Hana, would you like to answer it directly, or would you collect it first?
I would like to hear the question first, Miss.
Okay. So for the first session, is there any of you who wants to ask about yogurt? Okay, we have a lot. First from Rizkia. I see Rizkia here. Please, Rizkia.
Okay. Thank you for Miss Fania to give me an opportunity, and thank you for Miss Hana for the great presentation. So I want to ask, what is the function of adding the emulsifier in making yogurt, and how much the emulsifier have to be added in making yogurt? Can you get my questions?
Yes, Miss Kia.
All right. Thank you.
So first one, and then Miss, would you like to answer, or would you collect it first until the question?
I would like to collect it first.
Okay. So for the second question, Miss Finalia, please.
Okay, thank you, Miss Fania, for letting me ask a question, and thank you, Miss Hana, for the great presentation. I'd like to ask, if I'm not misheard, previously you explained about the number of fat content must be standardized first while making yogurt, right? So I want to know what's the reason. Why is the number of fat must be standardized first? That's my question. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. The last for this session, please, Miss Anisha.
Okay, thank you, moderator, for the opportunity, and also thank you, Miss Hannah, for your great explanation. But I want to ask, which kind of yogurt is the most nutritious or the healthiest? Did you get my question?
Yes, Miss Anisha.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Miss Hannah, do you need time for answering the question?
I think for Anisha's question, I can directly answer, Miss Fania. So, which kind of yogurt is the most healthiest or nutritious? So, as I have find, as I have found, the most healthiest yogurt is skyr yogurt, because it made from non-fat milk that combined with leaf cultures, and also it is really high in protein. It usually contains 3 times of protein from the ordinary yogurt, and also yeah, it of course loaded, absolutely loaded with probiotics. So it is the healthiest yogurt. It can be the healthiest one. Okay, that's my answer. Can you catch my answer?
Yes, Miss Hana, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Anisha. And then from Vina, right? Vina asked about the fat content. So why the fat content must be standardized? Uh, the fat content must be standardized because it is really important, because it will influence the characteristic of yogurt. So increasing the fat content of milk, it will resulting the consistency or the high consistency or viscosity of yogurt. And also the fat milk will be affect the maximum rate of pH decrease and pH base during yogurt fermentation. And then the last question.
Thank you, Miss Hana, for the answer.
Okay, thank you, Pina. I forgot to ask first. Okay, and then for the last question from Rizkia is about the emulsifier, right? So why the emulsifier have to be added to the yogurt? It is because to improve the creaminess. So uh, it will improve the mouthfeel, as well as assist with fat dispersion and reduce microbial growth. And then for the percentage, for the emulsifier is just less than 5% of the total ingredients. So that's the answer.
All right, thank you, Miss Hana.
Okay, I
Thank
think
you.
all the 3 questions are being answered by the keynote speaker. So let's open up the second session. I will accept 2 questions. First is from Miss Fauzia, please.
Okay, thank you to Ms. Fania for the opportunity, and also thank you for Ms. Hana for your awesome presentation. Here I want to ask, in making yogurt, for make a good yogurt, is it better for us to cover it tightly or close it down, do not too tight, because we know that when make yogurt, it is produced gas, right? So that's my question. Thank you.
Okay, may I repeat the question, Miss Fauzia? Is it better to close it tightly or not?
Yes, for make
Okay,
a
thank
good
you.
yogurt.
Okay, thank you for Miss Fauzia. And then for the second one, please, Miss Yuli.
Okay, thank you, Miss Fania, for the opportunity, and Miss Hana for the presentation. Previously, Miss Hana mentioned that set yogurt and stirred yogurt are going through the incubation process. So I'm curious, what is the difference between the incubation process in set yogurt and the incubation process in stirred yogurt? That's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the question, Yuli. It is about the incubation, right, between set and also stirred yogurt, for the difference. Okay, thank you. Miss Fania, I think I need times for about 3 minutes. Is it okay?
Is it okay? Okay, please take your time.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Miss Fania, I think ready to.
Okay, please answer it.
Okay, first I will answer from Yuli's question, right? About the incubation. So for the incubation, um, for the set yogurt, the incubation is directly made in a package, but for the stirred yogurt, the incubation is made in a tank. So for the set yogurt, after filling the yogurt package and after pelletizing, the pellets are placed in an incubation chamber for the temperature around 42 degrees Celsius, and for the time is about 4 hours. And for the stirred yogurt, for the times is about 5 to 7 hours. Okay, that's the answer. The answer for Yuli's question. got my answer, Miss Yuli?
Yes, it's clear. Thank you, Miss Hana.
Okay, thank you. And next is come from Fauzia. Is it better to close the yogurt tightly? Is it during the after adding the bacteria, Miss Fauzia?
Yes, Miss.
As far as I know, that it is better if we close it tightly, because so that what is that? It will not affect by the outside environment from the yes, the air, so that it is better to close it tightly. And also, yeah, it is better to close it tightly for about 3 days. Yeah, that's my answer. That's what I can answer for the question.
All right, thank you, Miss Hana.
All right, I think all of the question has been answered for today's seminar about yogurt. So, because there is already 5 questions, let me read the summarize. First, the definition of yogurt. Yogurt is dairy product which is made by blending fermented milk with various permitted ingredients that provide flavor and color. The ingredient is milk, protein, fat, sugar, stabilizer, emulsifier, fruits, flavor, and bacterial cultures. And the process of making yogurt, first there is sterilization, pasteurization, homogenization, cooling, add bacteria, fermentation, add flavor, and also the last one is coagulation. For the types of yogurt, there is 6 types. First is set yogurt, stir yogurt, drinking yogurt, frozen yogurt, concentrated yogurt, and also skyr yogurt. And for the question and answer, the first question is, which kind of yogurt is the most healthiest, from Anisha? And the answer is skyr yogurt might be the healthiest because it made from non-fat milk. And then the second question from Vina is, why the fat content must be set or standardized in making yogurt? The standardization process is important because the fat content of milk influence the yogurt characteristic. And then the third one is from Rizkia. What is the function of adding emulsifier? And how much emulsifier have to be added? The answer is emulsifier are added to improve the creaminess, and the addition to yogurt only a very small percentage. And then from the fourth one, from Yuli, what is the difference of the incubation process between the set and stirred yogurt? For the set yogurt, incubation is made in package. It's about 4 hours, and for stirred one and drinking yogurt is in a tank for between 5 until 7 hours. And then the last question is from Fauzia. In making yogurt, for make a good yogurt, it's better to cover it tightly or not too tight. And the answer is better to close it tightly so it will not affect by outside environment for about 3 days. So I think that's all for today's seminar. Thank you, Ms. Hana Mutiara, for the keynote speaker and great presentation. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.